Well, we'll find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So, no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
It's the Coach James Hale Show.
Do you know who I am?
Live and local inside the J. Michaels studio.
People know me.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you? I was doing my robot. You was Glenn doing the damn robot. You gotta get. Is there family funny you put Glenn doing his robot? Hey!
I'm gonna make it wet. Say hot tub, rubber dub and hot tub, rubber dub with me. Second hot tub.
Yeah!
Will it make me sweat?
Yeah!
Second hot tub.
Yeah!
Will it make me wet?
Well. And good morning and welcome to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. And I'm honoring Rudy's Barbecue in Baton Rouge today. Texas A&M crushed my picks. I had 11. I got 9 out of 11. Glenn, let me see what you did.
I bet about 3 out of 11.
You had a bad day.
I did.
You did not do well. You picked all the upsets to happen.
Mm-hmm.
You picked with your heart, and you were 4 of 11.
That's
pitiful,
right.
Pitiful.
Got like Florida State.
Brian was 7 of 11. Jason Kowaleski was 8 of 11. I was 9 of 11. Jim Brandt, 9 of 11. And Jeremy. Jeremy was 8 of 11 also. So Chad Mitchell was 11 of 11. He's a perfect 10. 11 of 11, a perfect 10.
There you go, math major. There you go.
Glenn, did you have a good weekend?
I did till the Florida State game started, and I was on suicide alert. And then
Ugly, man.
I thought,
It was ugly.
The Vanderbilt game. Did you see that stinking call?
Against Texas?
Yeah, against Texas. They were going, it's 4th down, and they ran it and got about 15, 20 yards. And they called the offensive back was not square to the line of scrimmage.
That's an offensive back.
I know, but how far was he tilted? You can have a certain angle.
Yeah, you can, but they're cracking down on that because of all
because
the crap
Texas needs Texas will bring more money to the SEC.
That's exactly right. I don't care.
That.
You can say whatever you want. It is a rule, but how many times have you seen that call?
It's amazing.
Once.
That changed 2 weeks ago. My buddy, who's the official, was saying.
Well, tell your buddy to show up because I got something for him.
I mean, seriously, I really truly believe that. Some people go, no, they don't. No, I kind of think if Texas wins when they're playing Vandy, that's what's supposed to happen. That helps the SEC.
Well,
getting the big names to the big bowls, bringing in big money.
They've had some really mysterious calls here lately.
So what it's about, and I forget which teams. He can tell you which teams, but and Texas was one of them that was pulling some stunt too. So for what it's worth, but he was saying that teams now they'll line up. And they're trying to draw people off, right?
Right.
They're trying to get an advantage of snapping the ball without the defense being ready. They're trying to play like they're substituting and like they're looking for the play call. And so what happens is the receivers turn their shoulders to the sidelines to look at the coach. Well, they've been taking advantage of that. They've been doing that and then running the play. And it is illegal in the rule book because it's really kind of motion. If somebody that's supposed to be
they called it
set,
at Texas.
right? Yeah, they'll call it. So that about 2 weeks ago, the referees and it was, I'm sure the NCAA decided to crack down on that because there were other teams complaining about it. Hey, they weren't set. They weren't, in the right position like they're supposed to be. So there was this clarification that went on.
Mm-hmm.
And so they probably done the exact same thing the whole game.
And I'm the 7-foot power forward for Detroit Pistons.
Hey, I got to ask Chad about his national champs, UCF. What's going on with Gus and the Knights? What happened?
I think he's taking a page out of the FSU playbook.
Absolutely. I think
Chad,
FSU's taking it out of the middle school playbook. Yeah.
All right, we got to, hey, Wildcat, we got to honor someone today. We were at Arnold High School.
Above and beyond the call of duty.
25. And Steve, I want to give a shout out to Steve Moss. I thought he did a great job, everything he did in the presentation of the honoring of one and only, the legendary Chad Mitchell. Dr. Chad Mitchell, 25 years on the sidelines. I'm not going to name the county west of us and the other ones west of us and east, but they can't get doctors to show up. And when they do, they got to pay for them. Chad's done it for 25 years and not taking a penny. 25 years. And Steve Moss did a great job with the ceremony. Josh, our county AD, did an incredible job. The superintendent was there. McQueen, Rick Green, Brent Smith, Chad's family was there. It was great, man. It was. They told me it's going to be at halftime. So we got there in the first quarter and watched the game. And it was a great football game, by the way. We got Coach Griff, I think, at 7:15 today. We'll talk more about that then. But were you surprised? Did it catch you off guard?
Yeah.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, it's a great honor. I mean, I don't do it for the honor. I do it, because, the reason I do it is because God's called me to take care of people in our community. That's what we all should be doing, right? So that's the real reason why I do it.
Well, you notice when they come off and they're injured, he puts his card in their helmet. So
he also, he tell you what, he's done 25 years. He's done an unbelievable job. And another thing, people, I don't know if I should say it or not, because people, I don't know if you still do it. It'll screw you up. I'll do it. It doesn't matter. It's going to affect you, not me. But all those years, he gave free physicals. I mean, him and his staff would come over there half a day giving free physicals to not just the football players, but to all of them, every athlete in the school. And matter of fact, one of those days, he kind of saved me. He found something wrong. I had to go see the heart doctor, and thank God for him.
I wasted a lot of gloves that day, Glenn.
You did.
I said, how many times do I got to bend over? What are you checking for?
That's right.
My heart's not down there.
He said,
yeah, it is.
That's the worst dentist you've ever been to.
Anyway, seriously, I thought it was a great honor. I took a lot of pictures. And I hope your kids got to see that.
Yeah, they did with the stuff that was on Facebook.
I don't know. Did they put it on TV? I can't remember.
I don't remember. That's past my bedtime. So
yeah, I tell you what, I was on the side by Friday nights. I'm worn out. About 9 o'clock, my legs were hurting. I was like, it's time me taking it. And that game went on and on and on. All the penalties and everything that happened.
Yeah.
But what a game, man! Great job by Griffin. That guy. 7-3 at Arnold. 7-3.
I think Chad from 0-10
from scoring 2 touchdowns the year before, the entire year. That had to be a national record.
Yeah.
I don't think they scored. I think they kicked field goals.
Thank you, Glenn, for correcting me.
The highest scorer was a field goal kicker, but I think they turned around and they had the people out there just to get them in the right direction. But also, I want to thank the superintendent for showing up for our game, big rivalry, 52nd play, and they got a little chippy in the fourth quarter. But I tell you what, the kids, after it was all over, they went out there and shook hands, no problems whatsoever. So that's a testament to the coaching staffs on each side. It was really a hard-fought game. There was a lot of good tackling there. Some of it was a little extracurricular tackling.
How many years was it now? 54, 55?
50. It was 51 years. 51 in a row, but we played them twice in 93, so that was the 52nd game.
Wow.
So
Bay got it done in a classic. Yeah. Pretty good crowd.
Oh, yeah. It's homecoming for Rutherford, too. So.
That's right. We got a caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Coach. It's so good to hear Coach Manley and Dr. Chad and your voice.
Yours
I'm
too.
trying to be a positive force for good. I'm gonna pay tribute to the Seminoles, who disappointed me by not beating the Hurricanes, but things happen. But Mac Brown's coming to town in Tallahassee Saturday. Really one of the class guys and all of football, and it's probably his last year. And he's been through a lot. I don't know if y'all talked about it. They had a death on the team from cancer. Yeah. But they really showed up last week, Saturday night, and he mentioned Tallahassee, that he expected a good ball game out of the Seminoles, and he was very respectful, as he always is, and I just
He's
thought
got
he was
dementia.
credit to his.
No, I don't know if you know this, not Mike, but when he was at Florida State, he was an intern at Bay High School under Coach
Coached
Kyle.
at Bay High School.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I didn't know that, but he really. I expected out of him because we all know what state he was born in.
Confusion.
Tennessee. Right.
Tennessee,
his brother.
Hey, listen, Coach, one last thing though on Alabama real quick. Last week when I talked, you had some kind of crazy scenario where Georgia didn't get to go to the playoffs. That's not where I'm going now.
Okay.
What I want, I'm on Alabama's side now. I want y'all to rest up, beat LSU, win all your games. Hopefully Tennessee wins all our games. Maybe we get to play 3 times this year. About that.
I hope not. Well,
I think I'm on drugs. By the way, since Chad's the surgeon, it's Caitlyn Jenner's birthday. One of the most famous surgeries in sports history.
Are you saying Chad was involved in that one?
That was Satan's birthday Thursday. How about that? You have a good one. Bye-bye.
Wow. Were you involved in that?
No, I was not involved.
Why would he bring that up? There's something you haven't told us. Huh? I know you. He went to California quite a bit.
Here's the thing, though.
This is crazy.
When he first was an intern, he did Renee Richards too. So
he spends a lot of time out in L.A. I mean, I see all those pictures, all those the Kardashian women, all these pictures. Kim sitting in his lap. No wonder. That's why you're out there helping him out, huh?
Doc, how do you go from being heralded on the football field to coming in here and being verbally abused?
No. That's what it is, coming in here. Yeah, absolutely.
Humble.
So
that's how well he's known throughout the country. They fly him out to California to take care of their family.
I'm not looking my best this morning. I got these spots all over that Dr. Ward's office got after me.
Good.
He didn't, one of his PAs, but still, I'm good thing I'm on the radio.
That's right. So you're getting your Halloween costume ready.
There you go. Yeah.
Wildcat, you weren't listening that day. They were talking about you and said you'll be able to see Chad. His head will be shining at the game Friday night.
Oh, listen to him blaming that on Doc. You know I.
Oh, was that me that said it? Maybe it was me.
That was you that texted it to me. I told him I was wearing a hat.
He looked good. He looked good. Man. That was a great honor. Thank you for everything you've done. 25 years, and for them to do that, that's great. Josh got that rolling. Josh got that rolling. Our wonderful county athletic director.
And you can't do things like that too. I have to. Give credit where credit's due. You can't do it unless you got a group that's willing to cover teams in Bay County.
You got a great team.
And, so when I came to town in 2000 and started doing it, I had Mark Scheib with me. We started covering teams. The athletic trainers, I can't say enough about them. Or, Ray Morris, people like that. Ray Morris has been around longer than I have. So,
love Ray.
But you can't do it because we're covering all of Bay County. We gravitate to certain schools because you want to build relationships in your community.
Now, Ray focuses on Mosley. I mean, he does everything, but he's at Mosley their games.
And Ray started at Weewaw. I remember going out when I wasn't covering Arnold when y'all were out of town. I was out at Weewaw with Ray.
Yeah.
And Weewaw one year went undefeated. They lost, I think, the first game of the playoffs, which they shouldn't have lost. But
that was 2000. They beat us.
It was somewhere back in there. I can't remember. It's too many seasons have gone by. But
when it first started, we had Dr. Rohan, who's the mayor now. He would travel and make sure everybody's okay. Then he'd get back in his Bronco and take off. And then with Dr. Talkington did it for a while.
Talkington,
but it's hard to do it by yourself.
Yeah, it is.
Then so I have to give credit to my group.
Wait a minute. Whoa. Wait a minute. How many times did I help you on that sideline? I mean, the medical experience I had.
Yeah.
Zero, Glenn.
I know. I
chewing me out. What do you mean he can't go back?
He can't play. What are you talking about?
He's got a broken foot, Coach.
Tape it up. Let's go.
I know it. Fingers and toes don't count.
I love coming back, after a week, a game or whatever, and telling him, we got an X-ray. It's broke.
That's right.
It's broken. He goes,
that's fake news.
He has a fractured foot.
We've had some good times that summer. I will tell you what, over the years, crazy.
It was good seeing Julie Friday night too.
She just walked right out there like she's part of it. I was shy staying back, and they said, "Come on, Coach." So I went out there, and Chad kept trying to get me off the field away.
Do you blame me, Glenn?
No, not at all.
Hey, the superintendent was not. He's the one who took that picture of all of us and everything. Yeah. So anyway, is it time to take a break? Let's take a break. Chad, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
Great lunch yesterday at the legendary J. Michael's restaurant. The best seafood, the coldest beer, the legendary J. Michael's on Thomas Drive. South Oak Title and Closing for all your real estate closing. We talk about all these old timers, local people. Chuck Tucker's daddy was a principal at Mosley. Did a great job, incredible job. Raised up Chuck to be a great man that he is, and his company's expanded throughout Northwest Florida. South Oak Title and Closing, number one, not even close, just like Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason graduated from Mosley also, but Mosley's turned out some great people. Graduated from Mosley High School, started his business, expanded throughout the Panhandle of Florida, and they're one of the greatest stories I've ever heard. You know how we go to J. Michael's, Glenn and I, we sit in here, Glenn signs autographs, I just sit and talk. But we're going out the back door, and I had a guy come up to me and say, that Stevenson Air Conditioning, I listened to what you said, I called them. They do what you tell them, what they say they do. I'm impressed with those people. He had used another company where he bought his, and he didn't know, he hadn't heard about Stevenson, so he listened to our show. And he goes, I called them to come out. And he said, they didn't show up. I called back, and they said it was going to be about a week. He called Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there next day. Now, everything he's going to do with Stevenson Air Conditioning. Locals, taking care of locals. We'll be right back. Glenn Manley, the legend, and Dr. Chad Mitchell, 25 years taking care of your children. The guy's incredible. And Wildcat. Nobody's better than Wildcat. What do you got on? What's your shirt say?
It says Robot MD.
It doesn't say Kentucky.
That's true.
We need to charge him for that shirt.
All right.
He's getting advertising for that. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. We get back. It's Arnold Day. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
ESPN Northwest Florida is your home for college football and the Auburn Tigers.
He dives! He's in! Touchdown Auburn!
We heard you, Tiger fans. So this season, we're airing every single game. And you can take that to the bank. Plus, the biggest games in the SEC and around the country play here on your official station for college football, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Monday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour and temps near 81. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be cool at 66. Sunny tomorrow and a high 81 with a gentle breeze. Mostly sunshine Wednesday with a temp of 82. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Time for new tires? Nobody knows your Toyota better. And this month, when you buy 3 tires, you get the 4th for just $1. Schedule your service online or give us a call at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires October 31st. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Time for new tires? Nobody knows your Toyota better. And this month, when you buy 3 tires, you get the 4th for just $1. Schedule your service online or give us a call at Panama City Toyota.
Offer expires October 31st. For details, visit PanamaCityToyota.com.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
Burton continues family legacy. I'm Susie Armstrong. The story next on NASCAR Today.
Hey, Dave, we need your truck to help us haul our camping gear.
Sure, but it's not a truck. It's a Traverse.
Introducing the first ever Chevrolet Traverse Z71 with best-in-class max cargo volume and standard best-in-class 17.7-inch diagonal touchscreen among 3-row SUVs. It's the perfect companion on any trip. Make the most out of life's adventures in a Chevy Traverse. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. Based on latest available competitive data with rear seats folded flat. Cargo and load capacity limited by weight and distribution.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Harrison Burton added to his family's legacy at Daytona International Speedway, winning Saturday night's Coke Zero Sugar 400. The 23-year-old not only captured his first NASCAR Cup Series win and qualified for the playoffs, he also notched a milestone for Wood Brothers Racing with their 100th series victory. Afterward, Harrison's father, NBC analyst Jeff Burton, shared the significance of the accomplishment.
It's incredible. Everybody put so much effort into it, and to see, to be in this victory lane, this Daytona, right? And Ward won the 500, I won the 400, now Harrison's won the 400, and it's Daytona, it's Cup, it's a huge night.
I'm Susie Armstrong. This is NASCAR Today on the Motor Racing Network.
Time to let the big dogs eat.
How about that answer by Georgia? To the end zone, touchdown, Georgia!
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
Great song, by the way. That's a good one there. Eagles. Love them. Welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Here are the scores from Friday night. Actually, this was, I think, Thursday. No, it was Friday. Mosley. Was it Thursday? Thursday. Mosley gets it done. Great year by Mosley. 48-7, Gulf Breeze. Arnold beats Rickers. Big district game, 16-14. Bay beats in the big rival. Bay beats Rutherford at their homecoming, 21-13. Bozeman, North Bay Haven, 41-9. Bucks get it done. And Bill took it on the chin from Port St. Joe, 24-0. South Walton, Pensacola Catholic, 45-7. And then you had Destin at Booker T. Washington, 49-8. Freeport at Walton, 55-6. And Holmes County at Bluntstown, 40-20 in a pretty good football game. And I didn't get the Mariana score. I'm sure they won.
Yeah, I didn't get it either. I think
it was wrong. I think Julie had it written down wrong. Anyway, high school picks, I was 8 of 9. Jason Kovaleski was 9 of 9. Jim Brandt 7 of 9. Jeremy Pridgeon 7 of 9, and Tommy Santamont was 7 of 9. And Glenn was perfect as usual. I want to talk about. We had Coach on. I want to talk about something because he won't do it, and I'm going to. I want to thank our athletic director Rick Green, and I want to thank our principal Brent Smith, especially Brent Smith. I mean, the bottom line is Brent's the guy that had the interviews. Brent's the guy that made the selection of our new head football coach on Panama City Beach. And Griff always comes on, and he will not let us say good things about him. He always talks about his coaching staff. He always talks about the players. But we're going to talk about him today for a few minutes, and I hope he doesn't get mad at me. But I want to thank him for the great job he's done. It's pretty nice to wear Arnold's shirt in the county again and not feel, we scored maybe two touchdowns the entire year last year. He comes over here. We go 7-3 the first year. I was at the game Friday. They had 2 studs on defense, okay? Arnold makes adjustments at halftime, and that was the difference in the ball game. They had a quarterback draw. They did some things that took advantage of what Rickers was doing. Rickers had unbelievable team speed. We outcoached and got a win. And he always brags on the coaches, but the head football coach is the most important position. They're the ones that hire the staff. They're the ones that make all the critical decisions, what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. That comes from the head coach. And the way they treat their players and the way they motivate them. And he's turned it around first year, 7-3.
And you always see adjustments in a game.
Yes.
With him.
Yes.
Always.
They do a great
job. And they're the correct adjustments.
Hey, Griff, you just want to go over to Florida State, make adjustments on offense.
Good morning, Coach. Congratulations, man. We're proud of you.
Hey, good morning. I'll tell you, it feels pretty good to be where we're sitting right now.
Think about it. I don't even know if during the spring, it looked rough. I mean, it did. And you got that thing going during the summer. You hired that coaching staff. And to win 7 games their first year is incredible. And then go back a year. What you did at Bozeman, that's probably the best record we've had in Bay County in 25 years. Something like that. I mean, it's been a long time since we won that many games at one school. And you build it up the right way. You had a good staff over there. You worked the kids hard year-round. And just those 7-3 the first year is incredible. So congratulations. We're proud of you, and keep it up.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I'll tell you, as you grind through, it's 12 straight weeks of football going back to the official scrimmage we did over at Cottondale. And then to play, 12 straight weeks without a break, no open week, have an open week at the end of the season. It was a pretty good grind. You don't really have a chance to sort of take a minute and look around and breathe for a second. But, after that one Friday night, it was a nice chance for us to take a breath and look at where we've come from and where we've gotten to, and to be sitting at 7-3 and most likely to have this team in the playoffs. I'd tell you, for the first time all year, I've taken a few minutes to enjoy it and to feel good about what we've done so far.
We got some players beat up. What do you think about this week being off? I mean, in my mind, it kind of helps y'all get healthy before the playoffs.
Yeah, well, Doc, that's where we count on you.
Well, that's definitely the way I see it right now. Like, that's to your benefit, having that bye week at the end, even though I know it's hard to trudge through the season like that. But I think it's going to help you.
Yeah, for sure. It's 3 weeks from Friday night's game. It's 3 weeks before we potentially play again. So, that's it's good and bad in that it's great, an opportunity to get healthy, to get some guys back, to get some guys at full strength, get some guys rested. Our guys have to be tired. They have to be just, worn down. So it's going to be nice to kind of get their legs back on them, kind of, get them emotionally recharged. But at the same time, it's a little bit challenging to figure out what to do with that extra week that the state's added because of the hurricane. So it's a little bit challenging from a coaching standpoint. That's another, one of those situations you've never been in where how do you have 2 open weeks in a row before you get back into a game week? So, just a little bit unusual, but again, there's a lot of upside for us to get healthy and to continue, really, more importantly, continue to get better as a football team because, we still haven't played our best football. Our team's still got a lot of room to grow, so it's just an opportunity for us to continue to improve as well.
What I've never heard of that. What will you do? I mean, 3 weeks. Do you give them? I know you're gonna give them some time off, but you don't want to give them off too much, and you don't want to overwork them. So, have you thought about it? Have you sat down and come up with a game plan yet?
Yeah, KP and I were talking, and he had a great idea. He thought about spending this week breaking down our offense from a defensive perspective, and wants me to break down our defense from an offensive perspective and just go against each other this week and to see if we can figure out tendencies, holes we have, both on offense and defense. And I thought that was a great idea because, you got one of the best defensive coaches in the state trying to pick me apart and tell me where I'm not doing a very good job. And, same thing from our offensive staff, looking at our defense, saying, well, here's some areas where you guys could get better. Here's what we would do to you. So I thought it was a great idea, and I think that's what we're going to do for, we're going to give them a couple of days off this week, but the time we're going to spend this week, we're going to spend trying to make ourselves better until we have some idea who we're going to play.
And you got to be careful. You don't want to hit too much. It's late in the year, but then again, you got to hit some because you can't not hit and go out there and play on a Friday night 3 weeks from here. Before, how much time we got? Well, I might be a little bit late. All right. Hey, give some names. I mean, Friday night was senior night. Talk about the kids that played well. We only got a few minutes, but give us some names of the kids that played really well for you.
Well, I'll tell you, our defense was unbelievable. Mac Jones, it seemed like every time I looked up and there was a tackle, he was somewhere near it if he wasn't in it. Evan Pickford probably had his best game at safety for us. Darren Elder on both sides of the ball. Young receiver, junior Aiden Tice, made some big plays, some big catches for us on offense. There's just guys that have been stepping up. I think it's probably the best job our offensive line did because you saw them, Coach. That was a challenging front. Mm-hmm. That big edge guys committed to the University of Florida. I mean, they had some dudes on that defensive line. So our offensive line, with Cam De Niro anchoring at the center, Forrest Allen, Malcolm Williams, those guys did a great job against a very challenging front. And they brought every kind of pressure and blitz that you can imagine. And our guys did a great job of picking that stuff up for the most part. Got some struggles in the first half, but in the second half, those guys really settled in, and we kind of took control of it. And I just think, with the defense playing as well as it's playing, and our offense continuing to grow, it's just a great night for us. And, some guys are still continuing to show up. And every week it seems like we got a different guy that kind of steps up for us.
Well, we're going to keep calling you every Monday, if you don't mind, because we keep up and keep talking about the football. Even though we're not going to have a playoff game for a while, we're going to still keep calling the coaches that are involved, if that's okay with you.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you, like I said, I got nothing but excitement for the next couple of weeks till we figure out, if we get a bad draw in the playoffs, I might do a little.
Before we go, I do want to point. I was there for Chad's thing. I was at the game, and I was watching. I just wanted to watch, the sideline, the organization, and how they do things there. And I tell you what, your coaches, you and your staff do a great job. They come off as soon as they come off the field. The coach and meet when they get in their little tent. They get it done. They're always coaching those kids, and it paid off. I mean, I'm be honest with you. Y'all were outmatched. The best coaching staff won that game. Great adjustment, great job. And we will talk to you next Monday. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, again, I couldn't agree more. And Dr. Mitchell, again, thank you so much for all that you've done for us over the years. Thank you.
Yep. All right. That's Coach Griff, the head football coach, Arnold High School. Unbelievable. 7-3. When's I guess they'll make the announcements next week.
Yeah, I guess next
after
week.
the last games. Who's in there? It looks really good for
Because
Arnold.
some of the people down south haven't played the district finishes and
well, they got to keep going, right? They're going to keep that.
Yeah. They
that's the reason they bounced it back where they get their games in, right?
Right.
Wow, crazy.
Then, I found out Coach Oles called in or texted in and said that Mariana was open last week, so that's why.
Yeah, Julie had them playing Cottondale. We have to let her go. Too many mistakes. All right, let's talk about some of our great people. We got so many. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill right across the street from Navy Base. Go down there and have a great time. The place to have birthday parties. Every Thursday night karaoke. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Best happy hour in Panama City Beach, no doubt about that. You want to look better, feel better, Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. Max Fitzmaurice Nutrition. I was there yesterday, got some good stuff from him. The guy's incredible. Listen to him tomorrow right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. Liz Hunt, love you, Liz. They do a great job. She's a veteran. They live out in Callaway. They have Anytime Fitness in Callaway. She is a veteran. For that reason alone, we all need to go join. But if you want to start lifting weights, you want to get in great shape, you just want to feel better, look better, live longer, 24/7 can make it happen for you. Anytime Fitness in Callaway, go join. But tell Liz you heard it right here in Coach's Show.
You can get fit on your schedule.
Yeah, 24/7.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, sure is. You can be a doctor, always busy like Chad Mitchell, but Chad can find time to go work out now, 24/7. You're joining. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Take ESPN Northwest Florida with you everywhere you go.
Anytime, any place, anywhere.
The sports talk and live play-by-play doesn't have to end when you get out of the car. The ESPN Northwest Florida app streams your favorite sports talk hosts and the biggest games in ultra-high fidelity.
This is of utmost importance in travel.
Take the sports talk monster with you anywhere you go. Available for Android and iPhone.
Use it anywhere or any place.
With over 65 years of combined experience, Instant Replay Sports Cards is happy to help you take your collection to the next level. They carry all the new hobby boxes, signed memorabilia, and supplies. New and vintage cards and Pokemon. They sell and trade cards and are always looking to buy. They're an authorized source for Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, and Leaf cards. Instant Replay Sports Cards is open 7 days a week at 752 West 23rd Street, down from Academy Sports. It can always be reached at InstantReplaySportsCards.com.
Did you know that fees associated with real estate closings are virtually the same from one title company to the next? So what sets South Oak Title apart? Effective communication, customer service, expertise, and technology. If you're buying or selling real estate, refinancing a residential or commercial property, tell your realtor you want to close with South Oak Title. South Oak Title, with locations across the Southeast, including Panama City Beach, Inlet Beach, Destin, and Fort Walton Beach. Visit them online at southoaktitle.com.
Macy's Friends and Family is going on right now, and it's the best time to shop for all the gatherings and gifting ahead. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take an extra 30% off the latest trends, new arrivals, and the best brands like Karl Lagerfeld Paris, Steve Madden, Hotel Collection, and more. And get 15% off beauty too. Plus, get free shipping with any $25 purchase today at Macy's. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
He has a really low passenger rating on Uber. He punched a magician and started a petition to remove the penny from circulation.
I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you.
Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael studio.
Is he sane? I have no idea.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Florida State, Florida State, Florida State, wake up! Never give up, Florida State. Keep fighting.
Never give up. Yeah, you can't call that fighting.
I want to get Paul Christo in here and ask him, what's your thoughts on FSU's offense?
They look like marshmallows, all white out there with the.
I get tickled. Paul starts
he goes
making
nuts. Oh yeah.
You see his comments. I'm like,
I
start laughing at him. I know.
I'm still gonna pull for them, but man, they're killing me.
It's ugly.
I've been on suicide alert the last 5 weeks.
It's college football. It's fun to watch, but it's not. It's not everything.
It is.
What? What?
I know. What?
Hey, what are you talking?
He's taking crazy pills over.
Oh my God! Thank doctor. Give us back that football. Hang on. FSU update is brought to you by Newbies. We don't have 3. We have now 4 newbies. Bike Week was really successful. They had everything set up for everybody. Newbies still on the turf. Go watch all sporting events there. Head on down to the mothership and have a great time down there. But the newest over there in Glenn's backyard.
That's right.
Over St. Andrews. Go check it out. You'll have a great time. Thank you, John. Thank you, Sharp, for the FSU updates. Thank you for all the newbies. Go support them. They're always giving back to the community.
They can arrest you for drunk walking. I found that out.
Yes, they can. They absolutely can. Ask Chad. All right. We got a caller. This is Chad. This is a caller for you, I think. Good morning.
Good morning, man. How are you this morning?
Okay, I guess.
I saw Rob at the Arnold game. He was there for Chad. He looked good. Rob, you look like a stud. I just got to say it. I'm impressed with you.
Well, I got in trouble for wearing my FSU jacket.
Oh. Wait, they didn't give you an Arnold one? Man.
Well, it's the only thing I had. It's the only thing I had in gray.
There you go.
It's okay.
Yeah,
we're just glad you're there.
Yep.
We're just glad you were there.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, I was surprised with Arnold's offensive line.
Yeah, they did a good job. They did a good job. That boy going to Florida can play.
Do what?
But I was telling Smitty, I got feedback.
Hey, wake up in there.
It must be on your end. We're not hearing it.
We're not hearing it. It's got to be on your end, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. He got that jar open in there. So,
speaking of feedback, I think that's what FSU was getting this weekend playing the Miami's, getting a little feedback.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of feedback.
Did you see Cristoval's press conference?
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Actually, I thought the defense played pretty good.
I'm going to tell you something. The defensive line is, if that's the best, the strongest and the fastest defensive line he's had since he's been there, I think he's been into Smitty's jar.
I think you're right. I think you're right.
My jar out of this.
I'll tell you what. I thought the defensive backs played great. He didn't throw any touchdown passes.
Yeah. I think they did play. I think they did play well. I just don't. They were just way outmanned.
So there were no turnovers on either side. That's really good. Miami had 445 total yards and FSU had 248. I think that's the difference. That and the time of possession.
But yeah, it really looked like a scrimmage. The ones against the threes.
Yeah, right.
The whole game.
So just to recap for our listeners, Miami got out to a 2-touchdown lead, and Florida State scores on the Keziah Holmes 1-yard run to make it 14-7, and then it was 23 unanswered points by Miami, and FSU scores a touchdown. Malik Benson, 5-yard pass from Brock Glenn with basically 18 seconds left in the game to make it 36-14. Tough loss for the Seminoles. Ward was 22 of 35 for 208 yards. And then it looks like, let's see, it looks like you had Crommeth in there too. Am I saying his name right? Crommenhook. Crommenhook, that's it. Golly, why can I not say that name? Anyway, he and Brock Glenn, the quarterback rating for Crommenhook, he was 6 of 14, 61 yards. He had a 73.7 quarterback rating. Brock Glenn had a 25.2 quarterback rating with 5 of 18, 54 yards, averaging 3 yards a catch. He did have 1 TD. So some disappointing stats. Obviously, FSU playing 2 quarterbacks in the game, but I think he came in late, right?
Brock started, but then he took him out,
Yeah.
Did you see the press conference that Cristobal did? Lasted about 40 seconds. He said, look at the progress of the programs. Said, we're going up, and the other 2 or 3 are going down. And that's kind of hit the podium and turned around and walked off.
Recruiting. Yeah.
Well, we lost I'll get into your report, but we lost another 5-star wide receiver. So.
There's a lot going on. You've got to win to keep some of these players happy. And anyway, it's just a tough time for FSU. He's going to have to figure out how to turn it around.
Right.
Rob, can he get it done, or is this the beginning of the year for him?
Well, I'm sure after last year he's going to get one more year. But, if he goes to the portal, and tries to get a quarterback that comes in that doesn't pan out, it's not going to be pretty again.
Yeah, that's what's crazy, man. Seriously, you can fall apart quickly now, but you also can build back pretty quickly if you do it the right way. Look at Indiana.
Well, he's going to have to get an offensive line. He's got some running backs, and he's probably got a few receivers. He just got to figure out how to get that stick put on their hands.
I think he's going to do wide receiver coach.
Offensive line coach is a must-have.
All right. Well, that's the offensive coordinator, so that's 2 times he needs to go. And, it's a hard payout for him. It's 1.3 right now, million.
Who's the wide receiver coach?
Dugans.
Wow.
Dugans.
Yeah.
I still don't get what's going on there.
I know. If he could just coach him like he played, it would be great.
Yeah, I don't get it.
But, hey, you still got to pull for your team, man. Can't help it.
Yep. So they got North Carolina coming up.
Yep.
Well, do you feel confident about North Carolina? You think Matt Brown comes in here and gets it done?
I don't feel comfortable about him finding the stadium.
Oh.
I mean,
well, they're saying
I don't know. I have not seen a college team look so out of whack and hey, maybe they're busy trying to push that. If anybody hadn't made up their mind about legalizing marijuana, this is what the whole society will be like.
Well, they're giving FSU a 47.2% chance of winning the game.
Wow.
And how many games has North Carolina won?
They've won 4.
Okay.
They're 4-4. Florida State's 1-7.
Yeah.
But, North Carolina has, let's see, 1, 2, 3. They've only won 1 of their last 5 games, just like FSU. So it's not,
right.
Okay. Yeah, they got a 4-4 record.
They can win this one. Yeah. Hey, Rob, but the bottom line is, seriously, everybody's got season tickets. You got to go support them because recruiting's so critical. And if you go there and the stadium's half empty and everybody's sitting on their hands, nobody's going to want to go there. So you got to show up and pull for Florida State and get loud and do all the things you can do to help the team be the best they can be.
I will say the stadium sounds loud on the radio, but it's half empty anyway because of the construction.
Right.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
Right. Let's blame it on that.
And then people get there and say, well, what are they spending all this money on construction for? They need to buy some players.
Well, what else you got for us, Rob?
Well, it was good seeing you and your lovely wife. You know, if you leave her alone, she could get all your statistics and stuff right for you.
Thank you, Rob.
But yeah,
it was good seeing you, man.
Coach, or Dr. Mitchell, he's been doing a great job out there. Appreciate everything he does for the schools and the athletic program.
Yeah, we love him. We love him.
Proud of that. Yeah.
He does something right.
All right, guys.
All right, buddy. You have a great day.
One.
Bye. You just see how everybody was pumped up. Show's going good. We talk about Florida State, and everybody's just like, down.
We haven't got to the Alabama section yet.
We won. It'll be great. I'm talking about it's just.
But Miami has not. They don't play Clemson. They don't play Pittsburgh. I mean, So
that's true.
We'll see.
So I think Miami and Oregon have the best chance of running the tables undefeated.
I kind of agree with you there, but. I'll tell you what, I think I think Penn State's going to get in. Maybe just one loss. I mean, Ohio State is the only team I can see that can beat them on their schedule.
If Ohio State can beat them, Ohio State's not playing their best
sometimes
ball.
You have bad games. You know, sometimes you just
like
play
every game.
Let me tell you how that works.
I watched that game in Nebraska, Ohio State. I watched that one. That was.
It's Nebraska.
We were down at the Cajun Place watching the games. We invite you to go down there, watch the 11 o'clock kickoff game, 2:30, and the late game. LSU, Texas A&M played in the late game. First half looked great for LSU. The second half looked like they didn't know what they were doing. What a game, man.
Elko made some big-time adjustments.
He sure did.
Big time. I watched
quarterback
that
change was the difference in that ball game.
I know, but just the whole scheme of what he was doing, it just changed, and LSU just didn't have a plan.
Yeah. Did you see the snap the ball for field goal and it hits the holder in the head?
Oh, yeah, because he
was
wasn't
looking
looking
at the kicker.
Yeah.
He was looking at the kicker. The ball hits him in the head.
Yeah.
Brian Kelly was not happy on the sidelines.
He wasn't.
No, they're supposed to.
And rightfully so.
I know it. You're not supposed to do that. And then what we used to do is put our hand out like a stop sign until then you just pat it when you're ready.
Yeah. Anyway, it was some great college games being played. We'll go to the scores to get back. But get out to that Cajun Place, have a great time. The best wings you'll get anywhere, 27-plus TVs, $5 pitchers. That Cajun Place on Thomas Drive. Go check it out. We'll think you'll love it. Try the desserts. The bread pudding's incredible. Rudy's Barbecue on Bat Beach Road. The best barbecue you'll get anywhere. Don't forget, like Glenn's done several times when he was the AD, they do cater. They do an incredible job there. Rudy's Barbecue, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The legendary Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road. Also, we got in here two legends, Chad Mitchell, Glenn Manley, and Wildcat. We will be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
The next evolution in sports talk radio. We're back! On 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. The Afternoon Underdog.
Hello.
The only live afternoon show in Panama City where you can win fantastic prizes from amazing local businesses every day.
That's right.
4 to 6 weekdays. The Afternoon Underdogs.
It's mayhem.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Monday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour and temps near 81. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be cool at 66. Sunny tomorrow and a high 81 with a gentle breeze. Mostly sunshine Wednesday with a temp of 82. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
All roads lead to adventures and a new Kia from Bill Bird Kia. Get ready to forge a new path in 2025 and discover our new Kia SUV family. Bill Bird Kia is now offering 1.90% APR for up to 48 months on the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento. You'll get the perfect balance of comfort, safety, and technology. It's the best family SUV with third-row seating space for the entire family to unwind. Bill Bird Kia is the home of that 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Stop by and see us is at 2435 East 15th Street or anytime at BillBirdKiaPanamaCity.com. Kia, movement that inspires.
Offer from Kia Finance America for the purchase of a new 2025 Kia Sorento with $21.65 per month for $1,000 financed at 48 months. Quantities limited. Cannot be combined with other finance offers. Not available on balloon financing. The 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty is a Bill Bird Kia warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer for well-qualified buyers. Must take delivery from dealer stock through 10/31/24.
If your neighbor, employer, or grandmother were traumatized by comments made on the Coach James Hale Show.
One thing, people aren't saying a whole lot about him. I probably get in trouble, but
just wanted to take this moment to say, get bent. We're live from the J. Michaels Studio, ESPN Northwest Florida.
All right. You're on today, Wildcat. You're doing good, baby. Love you, man.
It's supposed to be the Florida fight song.
Oh, that is. Great job.
That is
a great job. That's great. They have changed Florida.
They're chilled.
They changed it. You hadn't heard it?
They're
changed it to that. There you go. See, he knew what he was doing. He's trying to mess with us. Go Gators.
He was trying to help the mood.
Florida Gators.
There you
You're
go.
not a big fan of Florida Gators. All right, let me get this in, Chad, before you jump into Florida. This is what we had last week. Missouri at Alabama, 34-zip Bama. Auburn at Kentucky, 24-10 Auburn Tigers. Oklahoma at Ole Miss. I watched this game at Cajun Place. Glenn, you didn't show up. 26-14.
I didn't have
Ole
an
Miss get it done. Oh, it's in my bag. And then you had Texas at Vandy, and Glenn will tell you more about that one. 27-25, right? Or something like that.
27-24.
24, that's right. Nebraska at Ohio. Nebraska played them tough, 21-17. This is the games we picked. Then you had Michigan, got it done. They beat Michigan State. They beat the Little Brothers 24-17. Illinois at Oregon. Oregon's good, 38-9. Penn State at Wisconsin, a good game, 28-13. Miami at Florida State. Miami versus Florida State, 36-14. I was 9 of 11 to picks. Jason, 8 of 11. Jim Brandt, 8 of 11. Jeremy Pridgeon, 8 of 11. Tommy Santamont, 9 of 11. Glenn Manley,
0 of 11.
4 and 11.
Well, I picked all the upsets.
You really did. Brian was 7 of 11. Chad Mitchell, 11 of 11. Great job, Chad. Unbelievable. We got a caller? Let's take this caller. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. This is David Beck.
Hey, David. What are you doing, big guy?
I just had a couple of things. Where do you think that Miami and Indiana should be in the standings?
I tell you what, we were talking about that. I'm glad you asked that. We were talking about, you can build a team up quickly. You can also have one completely fall apart depending on what you do with transfer and recruiting. Miami did a pretty good job. They got Ward. That's the big key. If Florida State had Ward, I think we'd be talking totally different right now. And then you look at Indiana. That guy brought in half his team from James Madison, of all places, and some good transfers. And look at them. They're in the best season. And, of course, he learned from Nick Saban. He's got the best team Indiana's had. I don't know when the last time Indiana's been like that.
Well, 79 when they won the bowl.
79. So
they've got Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, and Purdue left.
Well, they can enjoy it till they get to the Buckeyes. They ain't
they look pretty good. They look pretty good.
Yeah,
they did.
Yep.
So maybe Florida State next year can get back quickly. They can turn around next year and have a great season. I hope.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. But anyway, I'll let y'all get back to what y'all just kind of curious. I was real that Indiana team, man, they're pretty good.
Indiana, they only got them ranked 13th in the AP poll. 13th. What do you think about that?
I think they'll be a little better than that.
Well, if they beat these, upcoming teams, they beat Michigan, they beat Ohio State, they'll definitely be up there.
Tell us who they've beaten. Who are all these teams they've beaten?
All right, hold on. I got to go back to the schedule here.
I don't.
So,
really know.
FIU was the first game. Western Illinois, UCLA, they beat UCLA 42-13. Charlotte, they beat 52-14. Maryland, they beat 42-28. Northwestern,
that's a big win.
They beat 41-24. Nebraska, who you were bragging on a minute ago, they beat them 56-7.
Golly.
Yeah, and that was the game
They didn't struggle like Ohio State.
Well, Ohio State saw that film and thought they could walk out there and just play.
And then they beat Washington 31-17. Again, they have Michigan State next. They have Michigan after that. They have a bye week, and then they have Ohio State.
They might be undefeated when they play
And then
Ohio
they play Purdue. They could be undefeated. You're right.
They're gonna
They have a chance.
They're going to have a great record.
Yep.
And Miami's fifth in both polls. Coaches and AP poll, they're fifth. Do y'all think they're too high, too low?
I think they're about right.
Yeah, until they, and hard to say it, but until they play somebody.
Yeah.
But they've eked out, 3 games with Louisville.
Right, they should have lost that Virginia Tech game.
Oh, yeah.
I just question
I still thought that was a touchdown.
I don't know how good their defense
I think the secondary, if we could throw a pass, somebody could catch it, it would have been a lot different.
Right.
Yeah.
But you know what? Just like we said, everybody keep going to games, keep supporting them, and be positive, and try to get the best recruits we can get in here. Chad, I know we're going to do Florida and Florida State. Can we do them both? What about recruiting? Where is Florida and FSU in recruiting? Because that's critical. Look at Auburn.
They have severely dropped just in the last week or so. Or last two weeks. Florida State's now down at 48. Now, I'm going by 247 Sports. It's one of my favorite places to go to look at the rankings. Where are they at? And I know they're all different. They're at number 48, Florida State.
Florida State. Where's Florida?
Florida's at number 50.
Good Lord.
It shows you why it's so important to win. Yeah, money speaks.
Yeah.
But these two teams.
Who are the top 10? Give us the top 10.
The top 10, Alabama's now number 1. Ohio State's number 2, Georgia's number 3, LSU's number 4, Auburn.
That's
is
why
number
Hugh
5.
Freeze has been left alone.
Texas number 6, 7 is Texas A&M, 8 Tennessee, 9 Oregon, 10 USC.
Yeah,
that's your top 10 in recruiting as of today. Now that's 247 Sports opinion.
Yeah,
and but these teams are not going to have to go to the transfer portal very much. Where's Florida and FSU going to have to go to find players? Yeah. Back to the transfer portal. We think that's part of the problem.
Clemson's not in the top 10, but they should be in the top 20.
Let's see where Clemson is, if I can find it. Yeah, they're number 19. Yeah.
He does a good job now. I got to give the guy credit.
He does a good job with the talent that he has.
Yep. All right, big guy. Everything else good? Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say one other thing. You remember, when DeJohn Watson played with Clemson, and all it. He is. I just can't believe how he's doing now. He's just not doing no good, in my opinion. And he was great when he played with Clemson, and he got in the pro level. I don't know what happened. It went.
I think it's
terrible.
A discipline problem, as you see. All the off-field stuff that's happened with him. There's just, I think when he was at Clemson, he was in a very disciplined environment. The pro environment, you're kind of on your own.
He had all kind of issues in Houston, right?
Yeah.
I know this. Yeah. I think Alabama, when Milroe runs the ball, they do a whole lot better.
They actually ran the running backs, too. They actually finally let the running backs run the ball.
Yeah,
and
they look pretty good this week.
And look at Auburn. Auburn finally ran Hunter, and look what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
It makes a difference.
No doubt.
But look, I'll let y'all go. Y'all appreciate what y'all do, and y'all take care.
All right, buddy. Thanks for calling. Appreciate you. All right, Chad, what do you get on Gators?
All right, so the Gators are playing Georgia. And, the question is...
Bring them on, man. Bring the dogs over here.
Exactly. Has Georgia had 2 weeks to eat all the rat poison they can eat, about their win over Texas, that kind of thing. 2 weeks of being told how
Kirby
good you
said
are.
them dogs coming to eat. Let me tell you something. Them big Gators are coming to eat, man. Them Gators going to shock the world. You hear me? The Gators shock the world. They hungry. Gators are hungry, and they're big. They're strong. They're fast. They're quick.
I mean, we're expecting Lagway, right, to be the starter. Well, we'll see how it goes with Florida. You never know. But he's 54 of 86, 1,024 yards. He's got 5 TDs, but he also has 5 interceptions. But I've seen big-time improvement from him. Now, he's not a Carson Beck, but we've also seen Carson Beck struggle, here and there. Yeah. And so Florida's defense is coming on. You've got Johnson, on the running back side, and ETN. Those are the two running backs.
Can I ask you two highly intelligent individuals this question?
Me.
Nebraska and Ohio State, right?
Yeah.
You think the Buckeye Nation thought that'd be a game after what happened to Nebraska the week before, got embarrassed by Indiana? They thought they'd walk after and win the game.
This is why
all you people that laugh at them Gators, don't laugh at them.
I'm telling you about, Ohio State right now, they have not got their act together. You heard it from me. Now, they got the talent, but I don't have that much confidence in their head coach.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't sleep on them Gators. Do not
Ohio
sleep
State
on them.
has not impressed me yet. Yeah. They're big, they're physical.
Billy Napier, 2 weeks to get ready. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 2 weeks to get ready for the Dogs, and the Dogs have been hearing how great they are. I'm not saying the Dogs are the better team. I'm not arguing that.
But you got to play the game.
But you got to play the game.
That's right. I'm with you, Chad. As far as you know. All right, you want that yard look beautiful? Turf Pro Pest Control can make it happen. Pat's supposed to come in here today at 8:30. But I tell you what, you call them, they'll come out, your yard look beautiful. Turf Pro Pest Control, #1. Hey, Russ, Amber, they're doing a great job over there.
They really are. And if you want a great piece of jewelry, or if you want to design something to make it one of a kind, especially for Christmas, go to David Adamson Designer Jewelry, Highway 77 there in Lynn Haven. They open up at 10 o'clock, and they have got a 75% sale off everything in the store. David Adamson Designer Jewelry.
You're over that way, head on down to Beef O'Brady's in Lynn Haven, especially on Wednesday. 10 wings inside for $9.99. They got for 10 going on all the time. TVs everywhere. They treat you like family. The food's incredible. Love Pat. He does such a great job, city commissioner, but he's a Beef O'Brady's Lynn Haven. They can't even touch it. The people are great. Get out and have a great time. Tell them Coach sent you. Taco Bell, thank you for all the things that you guys do. Thank you for the Port St. Joe update in Rutherford. Taco Bell, 3 great locations, Panama City Beach, Callaway. All you Rams, get out there and go visit that location. They do a great job. And they got DoorDash down there in Port St. Joe with the Tiger Sharks. Make sure Coach Jones is always down at Taco Bell. Also, Dr. Ward, 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. If it doesn't look right, feel right, go see Dr. Ward like Chad Mitchell did. 5 minutes can save your life. We'll be right back. You listen to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, home of the Auburn Tigers. Sopranos.
Played that for FSU.
And Kentucky.
No, I give up.
You're home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up tonight on Monday Night Football.
Pickens is there, makes the catch, touchdown Steelers.
The New York Giants are at the resurging Pittsburgh Steelers, who have won 3 out of their last 4. We'll have coverage coming up at 6:30, kickoff at 7:15 on your home for the NFL.
And the Steelers have pulled within 3.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Monday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour and temps near 81. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be cool at 66. Sunny tomorrow and a high 81 with a gentle breeze. Mostly sunshine Wednesday with a temp of 82. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
At Brock Lawn and Pest Control, we're proud to be awarded the distinction of being Quality Pro certified.
Our technicians have passed rigorous training in eco-friendly application and prevention of pest treatments.
Part of the program is the practice of integrated pest management.
IPM's goal is to prevent pests from ever entering your home. It includes inspection, prevention, education, and when necessary, application.
We're proud to be Quality Pro certified.
Brock Lawn and Pest Control, the standard and level of trust.
WPLQ Port St. Joe, WGSX Lynn Haven. Powered by Panama City Toyota.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak?
Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? If competitive pricing and a quick turnaround are what matter to your business, come see us at Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, or you can give us a call at 850-326-3000. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, the best place in town to take a leak.
Put down your natural light. It's time for the Alabama Update. The Alabama Update, weekday mornings at 8. On the Coach James Hale Show at 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Roll Tide roll. And Alabama did. Homecoming 2024. The mighty Crimson Tide of Alabama looked like the old Tide, the old days. Top 25 matchup, Alabama 34, Missouri 0. Our Alabama Updates brought to you by a great man, great company, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Jason does an incredible job over there. Locals taking care of locals throughout Northwest Florida. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Have any kind of problem, call them. And you want to get service right before winter, about now, and right before summer. It'll make your power bill go down, last longer, saves you money. Stevenson Air Conditioning, number one, not even close. Alabama, Mariah went to the game. Matter of fact, she got up early, drove there, came back after the game. They had a great time. Jamie was covering the game. Alabama played well, a lot better than last week. And Missouri, quarterback got hurt early in the game. Helped Bama, I think. They wanted a shutout. They got it. Congratulations to Alabama Crimson Tide, Coach DeBoer. Total offense. Alabama's offense, Glenn, had 486 yards. Missouri, only 239 yards of offense. Turnovers, thank goodness, turnovers. Alabama, 0. Missouri had 3 interceptions. Their backup quarterback threw 3 interceptions. That's a big difference in the ball game. First downs, Alabama had 22. Missouri only had 15 first downs. Time of possession, you'd think Alabama had a lot more. They didn't. Alabama only had 29 minutes and 59 seconds. Missouri, 30 minutes and 1 second. Passing, Alabama, Melrose quarterback at the University of Alabama had... Now, Chad, Glenn, listen to me.
I'm listening.
Against Tennessee, he threw the ball 50 times. He dropped back 50 times. Mm-hmm. He actually put the ball in the air 45. That's not what he's good at. This week, the offensive game plan I thought was outstanding. He only threw the ball 26 times. 26, not 50, 26. And not all those were dropbacks. They rolled him out. They did some good things with it. He completed 16 of his passes for 215 yards. Missouri, their backup quarterback, I think his name's Payne, he was only 6 of 12 with 3 interceptions and 42 yards passing. Good job, Alabama. They put pressure on them. They did a good job on the back end, picking off the passes. Probably the best defensive performance we've had all year. Rushing the ball, Hayes, they finally let him run the ball. I say let him run the ball. He only ran it 8 times.
That's all he needed to run it.
But he needs to run about 20. But he picked up 79 yards.
That's what I was getting at, yeah.
Yeah. Missouri's Carroll, he ran the ball 17 times for 80 yards. Wide receivers.
What about Bernard, Jam Miller? Do you have stats on Jam Miller?
Bernard had 5 receptions for 82 yards.
It's not.
Non-fleet of Missouri had 3 receptions for 20 yards. I'm not through yet. I'm getting there, okay? Now, for his team passing, it was all Milroe. But the backup quarterback got in there, so he didn't throw any, so it was all Milroe. Missouri is a team. This is what they did as a team. Both quarterbacks combined threw it 24 times, only completed 13. Alabama held Missouri's passing attack, Glenn and Chad, 72 yards. That's incredible. 72 yards. That's a great job.
And when Cook was in there, they were doing well against Cook.
They absolutely, they knocked him out of the game. They averaged 3 yards per reception. If you hold a passing attack to only 3 yards per reception, 3 receptions in a drive, it's still 4th and 1. You got to punt. Good job by them. Team rushing, Alabama ran the ball 37 times. Thank God. 37 times. For 271 yards, Alabama averaged 7.3 yards per carry. They scored 4 rushing touchdowns. What did Missouri do? They ran the ball 39 times for 167 yards. They did average 4.3 yards per carry, 0 touchdowns. 7 different wide receivers from Alabama touched the ball for 215 yards. They averaged 13.4 yards per reception. Missouri had 8 different receivers catch the ball for 72 yards. They averaged 5.5.
Some of that Missouri yardage, though, was at the end of the game when the second teamers were in and they drove, 70-something yards.
Yes.
So a lot of that factors into
even better.
those.
It
was better than that.
Yes, I agree. And Warmack's dad was on the sidelines. I thought that was pretty cool. Did you see where Alabama, it was first and goal from the 2 or 3 yard line, put the first team defense back in the game?
I thought they didn't put the first team back in until the 4th down.
Well, it might have been.
They left the second teamers out there.
Thank you.
And then when it got to 4th down and 1 at the goal,
I think you're right.
Goal line,
Yeah.
fourth and goal at the 1. They put the first teamers back in.
And they lost like 2 yards.
They stuffed them,
or a yard, something like that. So great job. They wanted the shutout. They got the shutout.
Jalen Milroe, here's his total stats. He has a 79.9% quarterback rating. 6 interceptions are his problem. 13 TDs, 1,937 yards. I mean, he's still a good player.
He's a great player. Just do what he's great at.
Right, and I agree with you. If he's running, it opens up the pass.
You go back and you watch Missouri. You watch Texas A&M and LSU play.
Yeah.
The second half, LSU didn't make defense adjustments. Texas A&M made offense adjustments, put a backup quarterback in the game, and let him run the ball. They need to study exactly what A&M did to LSU's defense because it worked. If Alabama goes to LSU games and drops back and throws it 50 times, they will not win. We're going to have to be able to run the ball and keep LSU off the field to run the ball. We got 2 weeks to talk about that.
But you know that Texas A&M quarterback stepped up in the pocket and then takes off running.
Mm-hmm.
And that's been one of the criticisms of Milroe. In fact, A.J. McCarron last week and Greg McElroy talked about that he's not stepping up in the pocket, and that helps his especially his tackles to keep pushing the guys to the periphery, and he steps up and he's got more time.
Yeah.
And he's got lanes to run at that point.
We looked pretty quick and fast compared to Missouri in that ball game. Big win for Bama. They're still in the hunt to make the playoffs. That's the reason we said that Vandy game might come back and haunt them. If they'd have won that ball game, we'd be feeling a lot better right now. Let's grade Alabama's performance Saturday. Again, Alabama's still hopeful to make the playoffs. Everything's going to be decided against LSU, and then they go to the next game, and the next game, the next game. Alabama's 6-2. They're 3-2 in the SEC. Beats Missouri 34-0. Graded on their offense, this particular article, they gave Alabama's offense a B+. 271 yards on the ground. Quarterback, only 50 yards rushing. That's okay. He did his thing. But, again, the negative thing on Alabama, too many penalties, especially on the offensive side of the ball. We weren't on the road. Our offensive linemen are still jumping offside and getting motion penalties. You can't have that. Defense, give them an A+. No points. Knocked off a Missouri team, a top 25 team. Knocked their quarterback, Cook, out of the ball game. Great job by the defense. Backup quarterback comes in against that defense. He was pressured. He throws 3 interceptions, only 42 yards passing by the backup quarterback. Good job by the defensive coordinator, Warmack. Special teams, give him a B-. Made multiple field goals. Field goal kicker looked good, but we had some penalties in the kicking game. Can't have that. We had Glenn Manley there coaching Alabama. We'd have an A+. Overall performance, give Bama a B. A shutout victory is a big deal, especially against SEC. That's hard to do playing against the SEC competition.
I agree with that B.
It's hard to shut out anybody. I don't care what level they play.
Well, they didn't play A+. They did play level B. I agree with you.
Yeah, 2 weeks until we play the LSU Fighting Tigers. Most sacks, let me get this in here. Most sacks in the last 10 years. Number 1 team in the country, Alabama. All of them have been Nick Saban except for 1. 13 shutouts in the last 10 years. That's hard to do. Congratulations to Alabama. The number 2 team in the country to do this is Penn State. They've had 12 shutouts. And number 3, against stiff competition, the Georgia Bulldogs. They have shut out 10 opponents in the last 10 seasons. Those are the top 3 in the country in shutting out people. Great job, Alabama Crimson Tide. Alabama Update is brought to you by Stevenson Air Conditioning. They're there for you anytime, day or night. Have any kind of problem? Call Stevenson Air Conditioning. If you're injured, go see what the locals do. The athletes that come in from everywhere, all over the world, to go see Chad Mitchell. You should do the same thing. A legendary doctor, 25 years on the Bay County sidelines. The legendary Chad Mitchell. Call, make an appointment anytime. He's there for you. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill, the best happy hour on the beach. Buy one, get one free, right across the street from the Navy base. And J. Michael's Restaurant, the coldest beer, the best seafood you'll get anywhere. The legendary J. Michael. South Oak Title and Closing, Chuck Tucker. Number 1, not even close. They've expanded throughout Panhandle, Florida. All your real estate closing, do what the elite realtors do down on 38, like Mark Cowart. South Oak Title and Closing, number 1. We'll be right back. 104.3, Auburn Tigers.
You're home for the NFL. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Coming up tonight on Monday Night Football.
Pickens is there, makes the catch, touchdown Steelers.
The New York Giants are at the resurging Pittsburgh Steelers, who have won 3 out of their last 4. We'll have coverage coming up at 6:30, kickoff at 7:15 on your home for the NFL.
And the Steelers have pulled within 3.
ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Monday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour and temps near 81. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be cool at 66. Sunny tomorrow and a high 81 with a gentle breeze. Mostly sunshine Wednesday with a temp of 82. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. That's 800-708-3092.
When he played football, helmets had not been invented yet. Players played both sides, and quarterbacks weren't afraid of needles. It's the Coach James Hale Show, live from the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Martha, Kitty, James, Jenna, all you Auburn Tigers throughout Northwest Florida. War Eagle, big, huge win. I tell you what, Auburn's on the road at Kentucky. They're down 10-0. They don't quit. They don't give up. They keep fighting, and Auburn gets a huge win. I want to talk about this running back, Jarquez Hunter. I said he's one of the best running backs in college football. They never use him enough, I don't think. I text Andy Burcham after the game and said, Andy, great play calling tonight. I like that. Running back's pretty good. And I forgot what time it was real late when he texted me back. He goes, yep, War Eagle. So Andy was even happy too. Great job. Hunter finally gets to touch the football. What does he do? He ripped Kentucky. Hey, Wildcat, he ripped you guys for, Glenn, listen to this. He rushed for 278 yards.
That kid was incredible.
Was he not?
What would it cost for us to steal him?
a lot of money.
Yeah, I wonder what pro team he's going to go to, because he is definitely headed.
Oh, yeah. They hadn't used him. They've lost. They gave away 2 or 3 ball games because play selection, the Oklahoma game. You got to lead, run the kid. He'll break one sooner or later.
Then they tried to wear him out.
I mean, you can't wear him out.
Obviously not, but they tried. I mean, just every play he was involved somehow or another.
I was so happy.
It was frustrating. I mean, here we were, and here's another thing I didn't quite understand. The Wildcats were they were either up by 3 or they were up by
They were up
10,
by 10.
By 10.
Yeah.
And then they started switching quarterbacks. And that other quarterback's name, I forget what his name was. I mean, he's a great, running quarterback, sneaking across the line and stuff like that when they were close to the goal line or close to the line of scrimmage. But he couldn't pass worth a crap.
No, he couldn't.
He could not. And but I don't think I've ever seen this. How do you get your rhythm if you're switching quarterbacks? How do you do that?
Well, I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I remember
it was obvious.
I'd never seen, like when Bear played, he played 3 quarterbacks during the game almost all the time.
But they were running the option. They were like running
to me, that's even tougher to read a triple option. That's tough, man. And then passing the ball, Spurrier did it. It worked great at Florida. I wish we would have done it. We played Tennessee. If you're going to throw the ball 50 times, I wish we'd have played our backup quarterback.
Yeah.
But I want to get back to my boy Hunter. Bo Jackson, he did like a Bo Jackson night, man. That did. Rushing performance Saturday night in Lexington, Kentucky is the 4th best in Auburn football history. And we all know Auburn's had some of the greatest run backs in all of college football. And the number 1 all-time great, Bo Jackson, he had 290 versus Southwest Louisiana in 1985. Trey Mason had 304 yards versus Missouri. And the rushing records by somebody back in, God, what year was it? I got it somewhere. I lost it. Anyway, the number 1 guy was back in 1944. He rushed for 307 yards versus Miami. So now Hunter came in 4th place in history.
So let's
278 yards.
Hunter's running behind a less effective offensive line than all those guys did.
Yeah. Against a pretty good Georgia defensive front. Now, I will say one of their better players got hurt during the game. One of Kentucky's defenders got hurt. But I don't care. If you freeze, sometimes Brant would always talk about this. These coaches kind of outthink themselves. If something's working, stick with it. You got an All-American running back. It could be first-team All-American running back. They don't run him enough so nobody knows about him. Guess who the leading rusher in the SEC is now? He is.
Yeah.
Running 20, 25 times a game.
Does it surprise you? I mean, we knew this going into the season.
We knew we could do it.
Yeah.
Honest to God, they gave away 2 games this year because they didn't run him enough. And they'll tell you that. They'll tell you that. Anyway, he was unstoppable in a 24-10 win at Kentucky, down by 10. Auburn never gave in, never gave up.
24 unanswered points.
24, baby. War Eagle. Team effort was outstanding. Offense, a lot better. Defense, a lot better. Give them credit. I tell you what, I feel good about the rest of the year. They got Vandy. Vandy runs that funky offense. Don't give them some problems. But the game's at Auburn. After that game, Auburn's got...
it's at Auburn. They've got this momentum going on now. And now they have this not-so-secret weapon.
Yeah. They can win the next 2. Now, when they got A&M at home, that's going to be a tough ball game. And they go on the road to Bama. Any way they can get to a bowl game, you've got 3 wins right now. They got to beat Vandy. They got to beat Monroe, and they're going to have to upset the other 2. Either beat A&M at home or beat Alabama on the road. And they do have an open week.
Okay, everybody's picking Auburn. I think this game's pretty evenly matched. Vandy gave Bama a hard time, obviously, beat them. And they gave Texas a hard time. I get that they're playing at Auburn. That's a hard place to win. But let me tell you, I'm impressed with Vandy. I think Vandy's been playing way above the usual.
It's going to be tough. There's no doubt.
Yeah.
That same quarterback went into Auburn and beat Auburn bad.
Yeah, and he did that last year. So
Mexico State.
He's like, okay, this is my field. I own it.
That's right.
Yep. All right, let's get into this ball game again. Hunter, 23 carries, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns. Thorne passed for a total of 172 yards, 1 touchdown. Last week, Auburn was up by 14 points and lost. This week, they're down by 10, come back and win. Against Oklahoma, it was the exact same thing. I talked about it a minute ago. They had a lead in the 4th quarter. They gave it up. They lost the ball game. The pick 6 killed them. They beat themselves. Auburn great job. Big play in the game too. Now his last touchdown, where he scored and put them up 17-10, a 2-yard run, and then in the fourth quarter he brought a beautiful run. That 45-yard touchdown run was gorgeous. Touchdown Auburn. It's over. Auburn gets it done. Thorne, give him credit. The quarterback was 20 of 26. Good job. Auburn's offense, the best, I think it's the best it's looked all year, in my opinion. Auburn had 498 yards versus Kentucky's defense. Kentucky only had 224 yards of offense. But listen to this, 452 yards versus Kentucky's 140 over the final three quarters. Over the final three quarters, Auburn dominated that football game. Auburn's 10th consecutive win at Kentucky going back to 1966. This could save Auburn's season. Auburn beats Vandy this week, which is ranked number 25th in the country, or they were. They get this one, they get Monroe, then all they got to do is win one of the last two ball games. They're in a bowl game. And earlier we thought, hell, they won't win a game. So everything's in front of Auburn. Hugh Freeze can turn this thing around, and he ain't going anywhere anyway because he's recruiting such a high level. But great job by the Auburn Tigers going on the road, getting a huge win. Chad, what was your impression of the game?
Well, I thought, Auburn was getting out to a typical start with, Kentucky scoring 10 points. And then I watched a team that we knew was capable all of a sudden emerge. And they just took control of the game. I mean, second quarter on, Auburn was dominant. The defense was playing well. Kentucky all of a sudden was struggling where they weren't in the first quarter. That's what I saw.
Yeah, I saw Auburn get some life. They had confidence. They got it done.
But they were dominating the game.
Yeah,
I mean, they haven't done that all year. They went out and did it this time.
Yeah. And again, they had the lead against Missouri, blew that. They had the lead against Oklahoma, blew that. Beat themselves versus Cal. That's 3 more wins right there.
Right.
They should have 3 more wins than what they have right now. Here's your AP top 25. Number 1's Oregon. Number 2, the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 3, Penn State. Number 4, Ohio State. Number 5, Miami Hurricanes. Number 6, Texas. Number 7, Tennessee. Number 8, Notre Dame. Number 9, BYU. Number 10, Texas A&M. Number 11, Clemson. Number 12, Iowa State. Number 13, Indiana. Number 14, Alabama moves up 1. Number 15, Boise State. Number 16, LSU. 17th, Kansas State. 18th, Pitt. 19th is Ole Miss. 20 is SMU. 21 is Army. And 22 is Washington State. 23. What about Deion and Glenn? Deion Sanders.
He's got it going.
He does, man. Give him credit. They're 23rd.
They'll big raise coming up. He already won $100,000 for.
Is he coming to Tallahassee?
No.
Okay. All right. 24 Illinois. 25 Missouri. Missouri drops to 25. How much time we got? All right, I'm going to do this real quick. Now, this is different. USA Today is totally different. Not totally different, somewhat different. Number 1 is Oregon, 8-0. Number 2, Georgia, 6-1. They had an open week getting ready for the Florida Gators. Number 3, Penn State, 7-0. Number 4, Ohio State struggled with Nebraska. Number 5, Miami, 8-0. Number 6, Texas, 7-1. Number 7, that was 6. Number 7, Tennessee, 6-1. Number 8, Clemson, 6-1. Number 9, Notre Dame, 7-1. Number 10, Iowa State, 7-0. Number 11, Texas A&M, 7-1. I think Texas A&M should be ranked higher. Number 12, BYU, 8-0. 13, Indiana, 8-0. 14, Alabama, 6-2. 15th, Kansas State, 7-1. 16, LSU, 6-2. 17, Pitt, 7-0. 18, Ole Miss, 6-2. 19, Boise State, 6-1. 20, SMU. SMU's got a good ball club.
They do.
They're 7-1. They're really good. Number 21's Army, 7-0. 22, Washington State, 7-1. Missouri, 23, 6-2. Illinois, 24, 6-2. And 25, they've got Memphis 7-1. Hey, did you watch any of the Navy Notre Dame game?
I did.
What'd you think?
Navy got exposed.
Well, that's true. You mean,
Chad, we got a lot of Navy people here.
I know it, but the thing
I don't
was,
dislike the Navy.
no. You know that, and I don't know when Army plays anybody big time, but we'll find out too. So anyway,
Take the phone call. Let's take it.
No, we got to take this. We're going to take this break, and then I got a surprise for you when we come back.
Take this break. We got
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
Big surprise for you when we
Big
come
surprise we get back.
Yep.
All right, Dr. Ward, we love you. Get out there, have a great time. Newbies, 4 great locations. Love John Charlotte. Always giving back to the community. Make sure we support them. And Dr. Ward, listen to him every Wednesday, 7:30, right here on ESPN Northwest Florida. 1 in 5 develop skin cancer. Chad Mitchell developed it. What did he do? He called, made an appointment with Dr. Ward. They did a great job with him.
I don't have skin cancer. I don't think.
He had a checkup.
We haven't told you.
Not now.
Okay, we have not told you
Not
that.
now,
All
he
right.
doesn't.
Max Fist. Oh, you don't have it now. Yeah, you went and saw Ward. Max Fist Sports Nutrition. Do you want to look better, feel better? Jason Kovaleski can make that happen for you. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida, home of the Auburn Tigers.
It's the PCB Hobby Takeover with Todd. Mondays at 5:20 on ESPN Northwest Florida.
That is a very high-end card and very rare.
Todd talks about coins, trading cards, collectibles, and the amazing stories behind them.
It was the first one that's ever come through my door.
Plus, we'll be taking your calls and questions at 850-215-6290. The PCB Hobby Takeover.
A platform for you to do your hobby.
Mondays at 5:20 on the Sports Talk Monster. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Los Rancheros has been doing it right for 20 years. Los Rancheros brings a top-shelf dining experience to you with the opening of their beautiful new building. Watch all college and pro games on Los Rancheros' 14 large-screen TVs with great drink specials daily from 2 to 5 and during all the games. Los Rancheros, the place for live sports and great food on 23rd Street between Jenks and Harrison.
Tired of flipping through channels and finding nothing good? Introducing Lucid Stream TV. Get over 2,000 live streaming channels. Catch every game of the season with over 100 sports networks, including ESPN, ESPN Plus, the NFL Network, and Red Zone. Even pay-per-view events. Watch local network channels from most major markets throughout the country. Fox, ABC, CBS, and NBC. It's more than sports. Lucid Stream TV offers premium movie channels like HBO, Cinemax, Stars, 200 plus entertainment and news networks, or watch 10,000 movies on demand, including recent theater releases. Just $41.99 a month when you use the ESPN-NW promo code at checkout. Watch on up to 5 devices at the same time. Perfect for sharing with family and friends. Lucid Stream TV gives you everything you want for less. Cut the cord, not the fun. To score Lucid Stream TV, go to ESPNPC.com and click on the Lucid Stream TV logo.
Now back to the most dangerous radio show in the Gulf Coast. Coach James Hale. He's so dangerous, he doesn't even check his eggs at the grocery store.
Danger's my middle name.
I'm bad to the bone, honey.
2 tickets to the gun show.
We're live from the J. Michaels studio on ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. Let's take this phone call. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. The SEC runs through College Station.
Ethan! Tell him what I got on right now.
Oh, I saw, Coach. I saw.
Oh, my God. I wore this for you, man. What a game. The legendary Ethan Boyd just made my day. God, we miss you, man.
Yep.
We really miss you.
Yeah, big time.
Coach, I miss y'all. I miss y'all so much.
How's it going out there?
It's not the same without y'all.
I know you're back there with family, but we sure do miss you, man.
Yep.
Oh.
And I need those tickets to the SEC championship game. Hey, were you at the game?
Yeah, I went to the Notre Dame game and the LSU game, and
Wow.
man, woo!
What was it, like 108,000 people there?
Yeah, the fans were great. The fans were great. LSU fans were rowdy as always, but it was a good game. but the fans showed up and did their part. So
unbelievable. What'd you think about the halftime adjustments? It was like I watched the first half. I said, you know what, LSU might put it on them.
Yeah,
and then
Elko made an adjustment, and he made a huge adjustment.
Well, I think that's good coaching. I think and he even told Hawley that that Garrett was killing us on third down, and so he made some changes on defense, and then not all coaches I think would make the quarterback change, but he went for it, which I'm obviously glad he did.
Oh, it just totally had LSU off guard.
Yeah, LSU couldn't slow him down in the second half.
Yep.
But what did he do on the defense side of the ball? Because I love this. They showed blitz on one side, and then bailed out, and they had the guys were back off the ball, blitz from the left side. It was what a great scheme he did. That guy, they know what they're doing. Who's that defense coordinator? Where'd he come from? Missouri?
No, I'm pretty sure it's the Duke. The old Duke middle linebacker coach.
Okay.
He brought him with him.
Okay.
So because Elko still calls the defense.
Oh, okay. Well, all right.
So,
I get it.
It's one of those things where he's the defensive coordinator, but he doesn't really. He just kind of helps during the week.
It's Jay Bateman. Is that who it is? Bateman?
Yeah.
Yes,
sir. The defense coordinator? I didn't know that. All right. I want to ask you.
Still calls it.
Looking at I'm trying to pull I got their schedule right here. Texas A&M. That's a tough one. Now you get South Carolina at South Carolina. I'm going to tell you what now, South Carolina's not bad. You cannot be sleepwalking to go play them. They've got two stud young defensive linemen. Alabama couldn't handle. Alabama was fortunate to win that ball game. That's not going to be an easy ball game. But if you get by that one, you got New Mexico State, then at Auburn, and then I've already picked it. A&M's going to beat Texas. A&M will beat Texas. I really believe that.
The only fear is that Quinn figures something out in the next few weeks. Because I think if we played him right now, I do think we would beat him. But I think if Quinn figures out whatever he's doing wrong and starts making better decisions and they start looking better offensively, I think it might turn into a shootout, which I'm not sure we would win. But I think if we played them right now, I do think we could beat Texas.
You imagine how big that game's going to be if A&M can go in there undefeated and Texas only has one loss. That's going to be crazy.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously the first time in 15 years we've played them, and it's going to be a great environment.
What are you surprised? Because I'm kind of surprised. I mentioned this earlier that A&M's only ranked 10th in the country. I thought they'd be ranked higher than that. I mean, they lost to Notre Dame in a close game at home. Notre Dame's ranked 8th. I thought they'd be a little bit higher because I think they're better. I think they're better than BYU. I think they're better than Miami's good, but I got questions about their defense. What's your thought on that? You think they're too high or where they should be?
I think the problem or the concern with voters is with the different quarterbacks. Like, what team are you going to see going forward? And I think also with A&M, I think it's almost one of those, it's a history thing of where we have a history of being ranked higher and better than we probably truly are. And so I think it's kind of it's a little bit of hesitation to say, I don't know if we can really trust A&M just yet just because of one big victory.
Right.
And so I think that's why they're probably sitting at 10. It's because in so many years past, we've been preseason ranked so high, and obviously the Jimbo stuff where I think we were almost top 10 to start the season, and then we ended up, we lost 8 games. I think it's just almost there's a history there of us not living up to expectation, and so I think it's kind of don't put them.
Elko can use that. He doesn't have to worry about rat poison with them ranked 10th. Guys, we're not getting respect. We're we've only got one loss, and we don't have the respect. He can push them to the end of the season to that Texas game, telling them, hey, everybody thinks you're not as good as you are. Keep working, keep pushing. That's the position I'd like to be in as a coach.
Was it as loud as it seemed to be on? I mean, it looked like that play was going. It looked like the stadium was shaking. They did one camera shot and it was moving.
No, it was very loud. But honestly, I mean, LSU fans were very loud too. I mean, when their second quarter, when they were really taking it to us, I mean, they got loud. I mean, so I think it was, at first there was a lot of fear of we're going to have a long second half. if they're winning and their fans are being like this, because they were out. There were a lot of LSU fans there too.
It's like Chad said earlier. So the adjustment they made at halftime was the difference in the game, because at halftime I thought LSU was in great shape.
I did too.
Yeah.
And then it flipped, boy.
And the only reason I kept watching it is just to see, okay, what's A&M going to do? And then all of a sudden, wow, man, they're taking it to LSU.
What do you think, seriously, at South Carolina, are you concerned at all a drop-off? I mean, it's hard to play at that level every single game. And if you screw around with them, now I don't think their offense can score enough to beat you guys, but you never know. I didn't think they were going to beat a couple other teams they beat. They're pretty good.
Yeah. I think we can't go in there thinking this is going to be a shootout. I think this is going to be a defensive grind game. And so I think our defense needs to show up first off. But then I think Marcel Reed, because, I mean, it's not like he hasn't played. He played 3 games earlier this year, and he didn't look that good, like as good as he did at LSU. So I think it's one of those things where, like, he still has to keep improving and getting better, because, I mean, teams are going to make him throw the ball into tight windows, and he's got to be able to complete some of those passes. Because he didn't have to throw the ball much against LSU.
Well, here's the experts. Here's what the experts think. And I like this one. This is on CBS. They've got A&M not winning the SEC. They've got them seeded number 9 in the playoffs. They have them at Penn State on December 20th or the 21st. Number 8 seeded Penn State versus number 9 Texas A&M. The winner would play number 1 Georgia in the Sugar Bowl. What's your thoughts on that?
I'll see you in Happy Valley. I'll be there. If that's the case, I'll be there.
Hey,
I would, as bad as it sounds, right? Obviously, you want your teams to win and all that stuff. If we could lose to Texas and we still make the playoff, I would be very happy with that.
I don't think
anyone expected that this year.
I don't think they're going to lose that ball game. The hate they have towards Texas, if they're healthy and Texas goes in there, especially if you play that backup quarterback and let him run the ball. You saw what Vandy did with that kid that can run and throw. I think Texas A&M's in good shape against the Longhorns.
Well, and their offensive line is starting to kind of show I think the crack that everyone thought that was going to be the problem with Texas this year was they lost so many linemen to the draft last year. See, people thought the line this year was going to struggle, and they really played. To me, they did well at the beginning of the year, but they're starting to really struggle, and that's our strength. Obviously, is our defensive line. Well, so that's where I like that matchup big time. Is where we're not going to let them run, and we're going to get good pressure on the quarterback. And so if we can do that, we might have a shot of making Quinn throw some interceptions.
Kirby exposed them, and I think everybody's looking at that film, right?
Yeah.
Kirby's a mastermind at defense, and he exposes them, and everybody watches what he did.
And copies.
And then now Texas has got a real problem. They've got to figure out how to make those adjustments.
What did you think, speaking of that Texas game, what did you think about, could you see that happening at A&M? The fans going berserk, throwing beer bottles. You know what happened at Ohio State? You know, had a call there, and the same thing happened at Ohio State. They said, hey, they started going crazy. I don't think they reversed the call, though, did they?
No.
But they did at Texas. What did you think about that, Ethan?
Crazy. And I think everyone was right that said, this is going to set a precedent. Because it really is. I mean, it's listen, let's cause a delay somehow in this game and make them rethink this. Make New York buzz them over the intercom and say, hey, officials, y'all got this wrong. Y'all need to look at this. And I think, and that's the problem. I understand the call ended up being right in a sense, but how they got there was just 100% wrong.
Yeah. Boy, I tell you what, though, what a year he's had. Year one, first time he's ever. Well, he was the defense coordinator there at one time.
Yes, he was.
But man, first-year coach, 7-1 right now, 5-0. They lead the SEC. And I think they're going to take care of business this week against the Gamecocks. When are you heading back down? You ever going to come back down this way?
I got to get back that way to come see you.
You sure? Hey, I want you to do me a favor when we get off the phone. Text me your phone number if you would.
Okay.
I don't know if I need to talk to you about something. That's awesome, man. I'm so glad you called.
He's not going to send you free barbecue from Texas in May.
Or free tickets.
That's right.
Hey, how's the weather been down there in Texas? What's the weather like down there, up there, over there?
It's hot.
Really?
Last night we did like a fall festival pumpkin patch for the kids, and it was 95 degrees, and I was just sweating through everything.
Now, what town are you in now?
We're in Waco.
Waco, that's right.
Oh my gosh!
How did your your relatives do down South Florida with the hurricanes? Did they come out okay?
Yeah, everything's okay. My brother is in Galveston, so he was the one. He had some major flooding, but everything was okay.
Yeah, and didn't your in-laws live in South Florida?
Oh yes. They went up to Georgia.
Okay.
They went up to Georgia for the stuff because they were in Ocala.
Okay, good. I'm glad they're okay, man. Hey, boy, I'm so glad you called. Anytime he calls, you're right. We shut it down, do anything for you. Unbelievable. You did a great job, man. We miss you, brother. Wait, text me that stuff. I'm going to call you.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Y'all have a good day.
All right, buddy. Thanks. Ethan Boyd, the Mr. Rudy's. What a guy. What a great guy, man. Speaking of great guys, who's that sitting talking? Pat, what's up, baby?
Hey, another day of paradise.
What's the best way to get with you, Patrick?
Call us on our local number here, 850-890-5820. Look us up on Turf Pro PC on Facebook or our website, turfpropestcontrol.com.
Look for them big trucks everywhere. See them everywhere. They're out there
yard
getting
like
it
a
done.
golf course. They can make it happen. They're incredible.
Yeah, we also do home pest control, too.
Yes, they do a great. Everything they do is outstanding. What'd you think, man? Is that not the worst offensive performance in the history of college football?
Which game?
Let me say it again. The worst offense in the history of college football. FSU. Everybody knows.
He meant which FSU game?
Yeah, which FSU game? Did you go to the game?
I did not. Oh, it kind of went the way I expected it to go. Oh, I think there's changes that have to be made offensively with the coaching staff. I'm kind of surprised there's not more chatter about that right now. There's things that have been going on that you just can't have.
Yeah, people have given up, and it's my take on it. They've given up, and they're waiting to the end of the season to probably voice a lot of that. But you're right. That's there's some of that that's going on that needs to be looked at.
Well, Chad, we're at our last little break here. What's the best way to get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can also look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
Don't forget about Anytime Fitness 24/7. Anytime you work out over in Callaway, Liz Hunt does a great job there. She's a veteran. Go join. Get yourself in shape. Anytime Fitness in Callaway. Also, J. Michael's Restaurant, legendary. South Oak Tottenham Closing, Stevenson Air Conditioning. Love Jason, that crew down there. El Rodeo Tequila Bar and Grill. Woo, Dr. Chad Mitchell, great to have the Cajun place back. The best food best wings you anywhere. We'll be there every Saturday morning, 11 o'clock, watching the early games. That Cajun place on Thomas Drive, Rudy's Barbecue on Back Beach Road, Newbies, all 4 great locations. Dr. Ward, Max Fit Sports Nutrition, Paparazzi Pizza. We'll be right back. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Weather in the Panhandle never stops. Turn to 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
This is Joanna with your latest forecast.
We're up to the minute weather reports all day long.
A chance of thunderstorms and moderate rain.
In-depth storm coverage.
Hurricane Helene.
And breaking weather as it happens.
We do have a tropical storm warning.
ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Monday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour and temps near 81. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be cool at 66. Sunny tomorrow and a high 81 with a gentle breeze. Mostly sunshine Wednesday with a temp of 82. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
People ask all the time, who the heck is Low Cost Airlines? Well, we're not just one airline. When you're talking to us, you're talking to everyone. We are the discount supermarket for all airline tickets. Plus, we have all the airlines and always have the best prices. American, Delta, United, plus all the specialized international airlines and a lot more. And we make it easy. We guarantee you'll talk to a live human in 60 seconds. You can have the rate you need and have your trip booked in 5 minutes. Now, how cool is that? And remember, when you're talking to us, it's like talking to every single airline available with one fast phone call. All you need to do is call and find the best prices to fly wherever it is you want to go. So are you ready? Call Low Cost Airlines right now. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. 800-708-3092. That's 800-708-3092.
Auburn basketball returns November 6th.
Hardwell to the basket with authority. Unbelievable.
Bruce Pearl and the reigning SEC tournament champions are ready to take on the most challenging schedule in school history.
Right wing three, Denver. Yeah, big three. Tonight. Turn, shoot, good.
Catch all the action on your home for Auburn basketball.
ESPN Northwest Florida, War Eagle.
College football isn't life and death. It's much more important than that. Now back to the Coach James Hale Show inside the J. Michael Studio. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
And welcome back, 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for listening this morning. We've been talking about everything that's happened this past week in college football, especially in the SEC. Let's switch back to that FSU game. What shocked you? What surprised you? What should happen? What shouldn't happen? What the hell is going to go on at Florida State?
I wasn't surprised the way the game went. But I'm looking at it, and, I mean, everybody's saying the offensive line's where the problem is. The quarterback has no time to throw. Doesn't matter who you put back there. Luke, with his escapability, kind of lessened some of that damage. Brock is not as fast as him, doesn't have that elusiveness. And honestly, I think the last couple of years, you're looking at it, the offensive line still hasn't been that good. Jordan Travis, with his escapability, hit a lot of that with some of the stuff. One of the plays that and Coach you watch it all the time, they have this play where they run a play action pass. They pull the guard and tackle from the opposite line of scrimmage. Everybody slides over, and the offensive linemen are just not fast enough to make that block on play action. They're trying to make it look like a run play.
Right.
But every time they run it, the defensive tackle is killing the running back or the quarterback. I mean, when you're faking the ball and the defensive tackle is hitting the running back as you're faking it, at some point you got to say, okay, this doesn't work. Stop. I just don't think I'm not seeing the adjustments offensive line with the blocking scheme to warrant. And if you're the offensive coordinator at the same time, at some point you got to say, hey, what we're doing is not working. Let's change the way we do stuff to give the quarterbacks more time. Roll them out, go deeper drop, something.
Glenn, let me ask you this. If you were head coach, and we saw at Oklahoma, they fired their offensive coordinator a week ago. Now, he's offensive line coach.
And offensive coordinator.
Offensive coordinator. That's a huge position, offensive line.
Yeah.
I don't know if you fire him in the season, after the season, or whatever you do. But something's got to happen.
He has, I think his salary now is 1.25, and it's supposed to go up. But I think Norvell has to decide, there's loyalty and there's not loyalty. Either he goes or you're going to go. I think, so he has to make some adjustments. And I don't think the linebacker coach is doing a good job, and I don't think the wide receiver coach is doing a good job. So somewhere in there, and I know that Coach Hagens is getting close to retirement, so they may keep him in some other capacity, but they have not recruited like they've been recruiting in the past, those key positions.
Yeah.
And we lost 3 5-star wide receivers. So our wide receiver room coming in for 2025, we don't have one.
Right.
So, and we just lost the C.J. Wiley guy who was been committed. So, and we lost McLean and the other couple of guys. So, something has to be adjusted. You just can't stay the course. And again, we were joking the other day, why not just put the wing tee in and run it? Hey, you get some angle blocks, at least you get somebody moved. But
I think this would be Satan for most Florida State fans that are watching the games and a lot of the boosters. There's a transition year. You have these 2 great seasons. It's happening. What disturbs more people is what's happening on the recruiting front. They're falling every week.
Yeah.
Lower and lower.
They're number 48 right now.
Right. And at one point they were in the top 5. Right. So it's not me personally, I'm sitting here looking at it and going, okay, who's doing the recruiting? We've heard Norvell say we missed on several analysis of players. He's talked about it. They only brought in 14 transfers. Everybody's upset with the transfer portal. Where's all the 4 or 5 years of freshmen that you've brought in? Where are they? Where's the player development that's happening? Yeah. I'm not seeing that. And I'm not going to say Norvell's a horrible coach, but I'm looking at the other coaches like Ron Dugan's, the wide receiver coach. You've got the most drops in college football. Offensive coordinator. You have wide receivers running as close as we're sitting here together on plays. Wide receivers running into each other in their routes. The wide receivers this year, as I've watched, and I don't know if you've gone to the games, Glenn, but you'll see a play that's designed to go to the wide side of the field. Well, the short side receivers don't really run hard because they know it's not coming to them. And you don't have the escapability, especially when DJ was back there, to prolong the play for somebody to get open later, like you saw with Cam Ward this weekend, as he runs around for an eternity back there, and all of a sudden a guy pops up and it's an 8-yard gain. First,
And I think you're on something with this whole development thing, because if you look at Norvell when he was at Memphis, there was a development going on, right? And then, you've got the transfer portal that pops up here, and everybody's wanting to make use of that, and they're seeing coaches, make use of the transfer portal and transform their teams. Well, now we're seeing the downside, but you're exactly right. At Memphis, he was having to develop players, and you need to have those players develop from the ground up, as freshmen, if you can keep them.
He said this spring was the most time they spent on setting up the offense and the defense without coaching the fundamentals and out doing some things. So with all those transfers, like you said, it was only 14, but then some of the young guys weren't able to develop as much as we thought they would because of the number 1 guy staying in a lot last year when they were 13-0. But and so then if you hit on Dugans and Shannon and Atkins, they have not pulled in their recruits like they should have. So, and
do you think it is, because I've heard this, they coach them differently now because they're worried they're going to leave. I don't think you can do that. I think you just go coach like you always have. They leave. You can't control that.
Right. You can't control that.
Kirby Smart doesn't change. You're going to be coached hard there.
Yeah, Kirby's not, he doesn't want them to leave, but he's not worried about them leaving.
Did you hear Hugh Freeze made that comment? I'm going to go back coach like I used to, hard coaching. Hell, he should have been doing that the whole time. Auburn wouldn't be where they're at right now. So, do you think that's happening at FSU? Do you think they've backed off?
I think it's happening throughout college football.
Right.
I mean, Saban said this weekend on game day, hey, your biggest thing is put that kid on the bench. They all want to go to the NFL. They all want more NIL money. Well, they're not going to get that if they're sitting on the bench. They may go to another college, but you're not going to change a kid's behavior if all he's going to do is go to another college.
Remember, Saban said there's a reason they're in the transfer portal. So if you're a coach and you're coaching them hard and they can't take the constructive criticism they get in the portal, what kind of player are they going to turn out to be?
Yeah.
Now, I will say there are certain players with special talents that you have to do that with.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. But other thing is not brought up. How many people that went in the portal were not picked up?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
So.
Well, one of the things, and I was listening to a guy on a podcast this past week when I was over in Jacksonville. He talked about when players enter the portal, their scholarship ends that semester. So if they don't get picked back up by the team, they don't have a scholarship anymore.
All right. We have run out of time. Pat, real quick, what's the best way to get up with you?
turfpropestcontrol.com or 850-890-5820.
And Chad Mitchell, what's the best way to get up with you?
Call Orthopedic Associates at 850-785-4344. You can look me up at chadmitchellmd.com or robotmd.com.
And Glenn, the women want to know, what's the best way to get up with you?
Just find me at the nearest bar. I'll be hanging around.
Throw the money at him. He'll do whatever you want.
Well, I was at the Tequila Bar and Grill for happy hour, and they ran me out because it was happy hour. So
all right, we're out. 104.3 ESPN Northwest Florida.
Money, yeah, we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. The summertime skirts up like I.
ESPN Northwest Florida, available on all your devices.
Connected.
Hear your favorite sports talk hosts.
The Coach James Hale Show.
You're listening to Inside Drive live. The afternoon underdog.
And your favorite teams.
Braves winning!
We're live on the app. Tune in, Alexa, ESPNPC.com, Facebook, YouTube, and in your car at 101.9 and 104.3. Wherever you go, there we are. ESPN Northwest Florida.
Good morning. This is Joanna on ESPN Northwest Florida with your weather forecast on this Monday. Sunny this afternoon and evening with a gentle breeze out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour and temps near 81. Tonight we will have clear skies and a wind speed of 8 miles per hour and be cool at 66. Sunny tomorrow and a high 81 with a gentle breeze. Mostly sunshine Wednesday with a temp of 82. This forecast is sponsored by Mid-South Lumber, the best little lumber yard in Panama City. Thank you for listening to ESPN Northwest Florida. Rely on it.
Are you looking for a place to take a leak? Do you have a truck, tractor, or other hydraulic equipment leaking or not performing as it should? At Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, we can get you back to work. Do you have a busted or leaking hose? We can typically replace them while you wait. Hydraulic cylinder or pump needing repair? In many cases, we can have it back to you the next day. Reliable Hydraulic Solutions, 6840 Highway 77 in Southport, just south of Tractor Supply. The best place in town to take a leak.
The cult classic film Ghostbusters is celebrating their 40th anniversary. And